Welcome. And y'all tuned in to another edition of the Homage Speak. I got my guy with me, Bo for Larry, aka Bo Knows. What's going on, Bo?
What up? What up, world?
Hey, look, man, we got to get right to it. Y'all know what happened. The Cleveland Browns are trying to go from sugar to shit. They're trying to make moves around here and improve their football brand. I mean, you can't go nowhere but up from 0 and 16. But we got to talk about the moves that they made, getting Jarvis Landry along with Josh Gordon, as long as he can stay off the weed and still keeping your number one and number four pick in the draft. Combine that with the last couple of years of drafting uh, defensive players. But what you think about that?
I mean, it's a great pickup, man. You know what I mean? If I were Cleveland, if they smart, they got the first pick and the fourth pick in the draft, and I would get Saquon Barkley and I would get Mika Fitzpatrick. Even though I think my boy Derwin James is better than Fitzpatrick, they need a cornerback, so I would take Mika Fitzpatrick and Barkley with the first and the fourth pick in the draft if they smart.
Well,
But
see, here's my thing. Here's my thing with it. I personally believe in the running backs that they have in Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson. And you know me, I've been on wax that I don't believe Saquon Barkley is the game changing back that they're trying to make him out to be. I don't see him being as impactful as maybe Adrian Peterson was when he first hit the ground running. So for me, I may draft him just to hold leverage of a team who may be willing down the line to give me something for him. But if it was me, I would still load up on defense because whenever we get through, they still got to stop Le'Veon Bell in that division. They still got to stop Joe Mixon and AJ Green in that division, and they still got to stop Joe Flacco in that division. Me personally, I load up on defense, but at the same time, Saquon Barkley is a talent that nobody wants to really pass up on me. I pass right on up on him. That's just me. I like Isaiah Crowell and I like Duke Johnson in the backfield. I'm loading up my defense because if you can't score on me, there's no way you can beat me. My job is to build the best team that can stop the Pittsburgh Steelers. What you think?
well, I mean, they did most of that last year by taking two defensive players in the first round last year. And
Mm-hmm.
you remember last year they took Garrett and Peppers last year. You know what I mean? And when you got somebody like Tyrod Taylor, you need a stud running back. And me personally, I might be biased right here, but I think Barkley gonna be close to where Ezekiel Elliott is. I really do. I think if you look at the Penn State games, Penn State was really trash. He was their whole offense. Like he did everything for them. And I think you take Barkley and I like Corell, but I think you trade Corell for a third or fourth rounder, and you take Barkley and you take Fitzpatrick, and you let's go play some football. You try to get Tyrod the most weapons you can. You give him a stud running back, and if you got Gordon and Landry, and you still got Corey Coleman,
Mm-hmm.
and you still took the first round, and you still got a first round draft pick, and Noki, the tight end from Miami. I think you take Barkley with that pick. I do. That's why I agree. If I'm the GM, that's what I'm drafting right now.
Hey man, and again, y'all tuned in to Hummer Speaks, and I don't disagree with your take as far as how you would do it, but as far as DB, it's just me. It's just something about that Saquon Barkley. It's just not riding good with me, and he's not no number one pick in the draft at the running back position. Like this is just crazy to me. I
So who
like.
would you take if you Cleveland? Who would you take at that first pick?
I told you what I would do. I would either do two things. I would get on the horn and see who's gonna trade me for that pick, so I can trade down and possibly get another, a good player, or I trade Saquon, and then if it's a defensive player or somebody else out there that I want, and it's a team that's interested, I'm talking about either he's a rookie or he's a player out there right now, like an Adama Sue or someone like that I'm interested in getting. I got Saquon Barkley for you. What you want to do?
Only team that need a running back is Cleveland. Don't really need a running back. I agree with you. The Giants
Exactly.
need a running back,
It's
and the
not a
Giants got the
necessity.
second pick.
They're just putting the reason why Saquon Barkley is number one in this draft. I feel like this is one of those drafts where they pulling the wool over eyes. I'll never forget what they did to me and Josh Freeman. Even though I saw Josh Freeman play, they hyped Josh Freeman up like he was going to be the stud quarterback. And the reason why you got Saquon Barkley has rose up to the level because you got 5 quarterbacks in this draft class. They're not even hyping up the best quarterback, which is
No, they're not. the best quarterback is Lamar Jackson or Baker Mayfield. But they're
The
not even
best-
hyping them. They're not even hyping them up.
The best quarterback right now is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But at the same
they,
time, they usually don't draft on what you can do. They kind of draft on your potential. So that's
they
why
got 3 quarterbacks going before him.
Say that again.
They got 3 quarterbacks going before Baker Mayfield in the draft.
But if Lamar Jackson threw the ball a little bit better, they'll have 4.
Yeah,
they have 4.
So I mean, so if you go defense, now only thing you said if you was me, you'll go defense. If I were to go defense, you say defensive players. See, you gonna go defense? I'll take Derwin James and Mika Fitzpatrick. I think is the best 2 defensive players in the draft. If you were going defense on both picks, I mean, you got 2 studs. You understand me? Studs.
Listen, nobody. In my opinion, that's what I do. Because I know the truth. Lady Bell coming here 2 times a year. Joe Mixon and AJ Green and Andy Dalton is coming here 2 times a year. I need a defense. I need a defense to stop them. Tyrod Taylor, Josh Jackson, Crowell, and Duke Johnson. If we get a solid tight end and a number 3 receiver, which we should have because we drafted all those receivers last year, our offense should be middle of the pack. But I'm trying to build a top 10 defense because we know the truth. If you get a top 10 defense with a middle of the pack offense, what can you do in the NFL, Bo?
Make it to the NFC Championship game. You might make it to the Super Bowl if you ain't got to see Tom Brady.
You might can make it. You might can make it. So, in my opinion, that's what I would do.
Yeah, you could, and then I mean, I like what you're saying. You could take, like I said, if you're gonna take defensive players, I'll take the 2 best defensive players I think in the draft is Mika Fitzpatrick and Derwin James. And you move Peppers back to his position, which I think is a linebacker.
That's all I'm saying. I'm moving for defense only because I know the truth. Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown still over there. I need them wins.
Mm-hmm.
I need them wins, and I'm going to because Saquon Barkley. I'm telling you, he's a talented player. He's very talented. He can do some things with his body. But I like Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson at that position.
I like Isaiah Crowell. Isaiah Crowell is a solid running back. I do. I don't think he's a superstar running back. He is a solid running back.
They don't need a superstar running back.
No, they don't.
They need a superstar defense. They got to beat Big Ben, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Carr, David Carr. They got to beat these people.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to get where they want to go in the future, they have to beat these people. And right now, this might be your last. This might be your last chance to have 2 top 4 picks in a draft.
Yeah,
and get the 2 best defensive players in the draft.
Yeah.
Oh man, so wow. But speaking of defense, we got to talk about arguably the vocal leader of the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman just announced as he was acting as his own agent, when I think is amazing. He went to the 49ers. Seahawks fans are upset, but I understand the move perfectly. One of his old coaches is over there as the defensive coordinator. They're going to be running the same offense. They're going to be running the same defense, cover 3. So he's not going to be asked to do too much of what he hasn't done before. And he's also going to be able to be a vocal leader and a captain of one of the youngest teams in the league. So he's going to be a great locker room guy for those guys, mentoring those guys and teaching those guys how to play the game, how to be a professional, because he understands that Richard Sherman is not a guy who you're going to see out partying and getting in all kind of stupid stuff outside of the game of football. He really is a student of the game, and that's where he's going to be. And he also stayed in the conference where he's familiar. He's familiar. He's not worried about nobody in that conference. He ain't worried about nobody on the Seattle. He's going to pick Russell off 2 times in one of the games. He's going to get him. He's been picking him off in practice all his career. We just don't get to see it. So he's going to be comfortable in that environment. Nothing is going to shake him up there. He arguably is going to have the best quarterback in there outside of Russell Wilson. He's going to be good against Sammy Watkins and things of that nature, as long as they stay in the cover 3. So I think it was a good move for him. I know some people wanted to see him go to the Cowboys, where he can link up with his old defensive coach as well. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to be a good fit for him. He's going to have to see Odell and Jeffries and Torrey Smith, and he didn't want them issues. Not without not without the boom with him. He need the squad with him. What you think?
Well, Torrey Smith is in Carolina with your boy Cam now. We traded him the other day.
Oh, that's
Um,
good. That's good for him. He opened
yeah,
right.
yeah, he opened it up. But Richard Sherman said he wanted to go to a contender. Obviously, I don't think Frisco is a contender yet. They might got 2 or 3 years before they be contenders. But at the end of the day, he is from California, so he's back in California now. And he was getting the same type of money he was going to get if he was still in Seattle. He's getting $13 million a year. So that's another thing. At the end of the day,
They got to
yeah,
give him some of that money.
yeah. So he's getting $13 million in Seattle. Still got to give him some of that money. So at the end of the day, I mean, he ain't like he's chasing. He said he want to go to a contender, but it's not like he's chasing rings. He already got one. So I mean, he almost 30. It's time to get. I mean, get your money now. Secure your future. You know what I mean? So, and the big thing was he stayed in that division, which he wanted to do. And I mean, that's the main reason why he went out there. You know what I mean? So why not?
I think the future of that division is going to be between the 49ers and the Rams.
I agree. I agree with that. The Rams is obviously the best team in that division right now. So
right now, they're the best team in the division right now because they got the best player, which is in Todd Gurley. But at the same time, you got guys like Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo in this same conference. This thing, that NFC West is going to be live and pumping next season. You got to bring your A game. You got to have to definitely bring your A game. But we're gonna skip topics right quick. We done discussed Richard Sherman, and you know, for those out there who don't believe in his talent, they got to understand that Richard Sherman, he plays the game mentally. Football has always been 80% mental, 40% physical. We learned that from Bruce Smith on the Little Giants. It's your preparation and your mental capacity to be able to process information faster than others is what makes you an elite football player. And that's what makes Richard Sherman great. It has nothing to do with his athleticism. Even though I say this respectfully, Bo, they told him that he still would have got drafted as a receiver. So that means this guy could have got drafted in the NFL by 2 positions. And you think this guy can't play this game? You got to be shitting me.
Yeah.
You got to be shitting me. It ain't too many people that we can honestly look in the face and say, okay, hey man, we was gonna at least draft you in the 6th or 7th round at your second position.
So what you think? So he gone. It's just a matter of time before Earl Thomas go, and we already know where he gonna end up at. I mean, he told them folks last year where he wanted to go. I mean, he told Jason Garrett come get him. I mean, if he out there, and he's from Texas, so I mean, and I mean, I don't know about Cam Chancellor. I mean, is he gonna be able to play this year, or is the neck injury so bad his career gonna be done? Like, so what's the word on that? So we're gonna see.
Hey man, no Legion of Boom, man. He might as well walk away from the game with that money in his hand, because we know who you were, we know what you brought to the game of football, and I don't think he was ever gonna be a Hall of Fame free safety, but we know who you are, Cam Chancellor. You know exactly who you are. But with that being said, man, we just had to get up, me and Bo, and we had to really speak on these trades because there was a lot of moves being made. And I think everybody is in the Saquon Barkley sweepstakes for the Browns. Bo feels that way. I do not. I personally feel like they should get the 2 best defensive players on the boards simply because the people who are drafting between 2, 3, and 4, or 2 and 3, they're not even thinking about defense.
They definitely not.
If they don't get Barkley, we already know the New York Giants are getting Barkley.
Oh yeah, New York Giants definitely taking Barkley.
I think it will behoove the Browns to either make it look like they're gonna draft Barkley or to draft Barkley, because we already know the truth, Bo. The 2 first picks in the draft, their contract be already done and finalized before the draft even happened. We know the truth. Folks already know where they're going, and they already know what they're gonna be. They just walking up there putting their hat on just for they already.
The Browns could trade back 1 pick and, like you said, act like they get Barkley and still get the 2 best defensive players in the draft.
They still,
at the end of the day, they don't need a running back.
The Cleveland Browns are in a win-win, and if you go for the necessity, I think it would behoove them to get defensive players, the best defensive players in the draft, and you build your team through the defense, and then utilize your running back by committee, by scheme, and by design. I think they could get that done because it don't matter if they got Saquon Barkley or not. They put their stock in Tyrod Taylor. That's what it's all gonna break down to. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please subscribe to us on this YouTube. Also follow us on SoundCloud at Fresh Perspective. God bless and good night. For me and Bo, we signing out.